Yeah, hello guys. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the Football Van Zone with your boy Timber Banks. And guys, on this morning, as you all know, we're also discussing football transfer. We're discussing everything about that has to do with transfers, rumors, speculations, and done deals, deals that are looking likely to be done. We are going to get into all of that, and there've been talks that there's a possibility we are going to see David De Gea signing with a club in the Premiership. Though it had been said that he had offer from I think Spain and from Italy, Saudi Arabia, and the United States. But there's a possibility that we might end up seeing him playing at the Premiership. But that'll be very, very interesting to see. Well, let's get into the show, guys. And please, guys, if this is your first time, of coming across the channel, please kindly subscribe. It's free to subscribe. Bottom right corner, subscribe, and also like the content because it helps the channel massively. Like I said, guys, my name is Tema Banks. Let's get on with the show. And I think where are we going to start from? I think it's high time we start looking at the Victor Simes problem. You know, I've been saying something for a very long time, guys, and it seems as if it's coming from a part of me hating this lad. And it's not it. Just that everything has been saying about this guy called Victor Sime, I've been spot on. I don't think that guy is good enough, honestly. And the amount of money Napoli have slammed on him, I don't think now clubs out there actually thinks it deserves to get signed for that such amount of money. You know, because I believe clubs are looking at him and they don't see that 130 million release clause that has been slapped on Osime. They don't see it. Now, this is coming from Fabrizio Romano, and it says here, PSG. Let me see if I can zoom it in a way. And it says here, PSG. Okay, negotiation between PSG and Napoli for Osime not advancing after recent talks. PSG rejected to include Can Ingli in the deal and will not trigger release clause as Napoli wanted. Deal not happening under this condition. PSG also happy with Kolo Muane and Gonzalo Ramos. Now, if you ask for my take on these guys, I thought at first Napoli said they were willing to reduce the price for Osimhen. They have actually reduced the price, but because they saw PSG coming, they believe they can rip off PSG. And PSG are not going to just, become a cash cow for what's it called? For these guys. Honestly, they are refusing to be a cash cow to PSG. And PSG also wanted them to add in. Napoli wanted it. Like I don't understand. What does Napoli even think they are, or what kind of a player do they think Osimhen is? So you want PSG to include Can Ingli in the deal, and you want PSG to pay the release clause for Victor Osimhen. Are you guys mad? Whatever player you guys think this guy is not the one. It's not it. This same PSG we're talking about, before the Euros, they made an attempt to sign Lemmy Yamal for 250,000, 250 million euros. It was turned down by Barcelona. They had the money to get the deal done. But the honest truth, in reality, they are not willing to spend that money on Osimhen. I'll tell you guys for a fact, and I'll say it for free. If they put that same amount of money on Kvaratskhelia, I believe PSG will be willing to do the deal because PSG believes he's a good player. He's a good lad. We are off seeing it. He is a good player. Kucha Kvaratskhelia is a good player. But I'm sorry, with Victor Osihmen, he's not it. We have to be honest with each other. Victor Osihmen is not as good as people make it seem. He is overhyped. He is overrated, and that is the problem. And this proves me wrong. Nobody wants this guy because if anybody wants him, they will value him that he deserves to be paid for that amount, signed for that amount. He's not good enough. So I'm not even surprised. It's not good enough. It's not. You are expecting, you're telling me you expect the likes of PSG to be willing to spend such amount of money on a player they don't deem is good enough for such amount of money. And I agree. I honestly do agree. And that's the problem. I honestly do agree. I do agree. It's not good enough. Now look at what this article had to say here. Of which I am not surprised. I'm not surprised. It just clearly shows that he knows that, man, under these circumstances, he's never going to get to leave. What was it called? Um, Napoli. Now it has been reported here. It has been reported here. Victor Osimhen is now thinking of staying at Napoli, with talks of moving to PSG cooling. He must have a conversation with the new coach about this possibility. Now, this is coming from a journalist from Quick, and I honestly believe that is the best thing he could do for himself. Except Napoli are ready to bring down the prices. The prices they have slammed them. The PSG need to bring it down to like 70, 75 million pounds. Honestly. And for me, I will tell you, I don't think he's worth 70 million pounds or 80 million. I don't think so. This guy, we should be talking about this guy, like this guy should be going for 60 million max. That's why I think he what? Honestly, the fact that clubs are not, trooping in to make the signing tells you all you should know about the player. Tells you all you should know that the clubs out there do not value him for that amount of money. And me, I've been saying it for a very long time. You know that when I say it, people get to think that I'm just saying it from a factor by probably I don't like the guy. No, man. I've got football knowledge, guys. I've got football knowledge. I've been watching football for a very long time. And like I said to somebody, I said, this guy called Victor Osimhen is the worst striker in the history of Super Eagles. You can have that debate with me. You can have that argument with me. He's the worst striker to ever to grace out of the Super Eagles. And it tells you how the football, hierarchy or football in general are falling. Honestly. And that's a fact. Victor Osimhen is equivalent to Victor Agali look fighting to get game time under the like teams of where I had Julius Agawa, Martins, Wilfred Martins. That is where you put Victor Osimhen. Osimhen is the worst striker that have ever came out from the Super Eagles. He is the worst. I'm not having that conversation. I'm not having it. So it's not a surprise to me that he's finding it difficult to get a club. It's not a surprise to me because I, for myself, I believe He's not a very very good player. I believe he's not a good player. But let's see how that will go at the end of the day, because sometimes you might say a deal will not go through and later, you know, goes through. Now, Bayer Leverkusen and Xavi Alonso are said to be interested in Adagule. Now, it's coming from an esports, Dario Sports. And it says that Xavi Alonso would like to sign Adagule on a season loan for Bayer Leverkusen. AC Milan are also tracking the Madrid midfielder who is looking for more playing time. If you ask me, guys, I would say I would love for him to go for a loan, but will that happen? Because Real Madrid have stick to their decision that he's not going to go for loan, that he's going to play for Real Madrid and get the game time he deserves. But for me, I believe, do I think he should be going for a loan? I would say yes, because Real Madrid did the same thing with Brian Diaz, and it's really, 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 really right now they are gaining from it. They allowed Brian Diaz when he came in from Manchester City. They allowed him go to on loan at AC Milan, and he was able to prove himself. I think for 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, he was able to prove himself at AC Milan. And when he came back to the club, he's helping them as a team right now. So for me, I don't think that would be a bad idea, because if Bayer Leverkusen will be asking for him on loan, I think Real Madrid should be looking to let him go on loan at Bayer Leverkusen, because as I know for a fact, and I'm sure Xavi Alonso is going to utilize him and bring out the best out of this lad. Honestly, honestly, like if I think it would be a very very good deal, man. It would be a very good deal, because if this helps Real Madrid in some ways as well. Because if Adagule goes out there, balls, comes back, it only helps the team to grow. Honestly, so I would not say no to this deal. If I was Real Madrid, I'll be thinking really, really fast. And if I was the agent, I'll also try to sit down, have a talk with Real Madrid so that this player can go out on loan. Honestly, if I was Real Madrid, I would really, really just have him go get more game time, get more experience. I wouldn't say get more experience, because if there was one thing that Agule have actually showed to the world, he has showed to the world that he's a good player. He has showed to the world that he is ready. But one thing is that when you look at that Real Madrid team, then you can see that he will struggle to get game time. He would. Let's be honest to each other. He's going to struggle to get game time. So we're moving on to the next transfer int, and it has to do with Sa. I'm sure everybody know this guy called Sa, Ismaila Sa, the former Western Watford player. Crystal Palace uh, said to be interested in him. Now, this is coming from Fabrizio Romano, and it says here Crystal Palace wants Ismaila Sa. Talks taking place, but Olympic Marseille have rejected their opening proposal. Negotiations still ongoing between clubs, with Sa needing on Premier League return, but new proposal needs to get it done. Now, sometimes this is the problem I have with players like this. They are too very, very fast to leave France to come to Premiership. And this is because they believe the Premiership is the best league in the world. And I do not understand, where do they get that concept from? They believe English Premiership is the best league in the world. Yet, when you go and look, if we're going to be honest with each other, if we're going to be honest with each other, the best players in the world have actually came from League One into the Premiership. They've come from League One, came from Spain. If we want us to just, they've not just didn't really just say Spain and France. They've come from out of the world. The best players, they've came from out of the world into the Premiership. But one thing is that English Premiership is being overhyped. They make people believe it's the best league in the world. But That would be interesting to see, and I will understand why. The reason why Olympic Marseille will actually reject that deal, because when you look at what Olympic Marseille are trying to build right now, imagine you having Ismail Assar on the left side and you have Mason Greenwood on the right side. They are cooking, and you have a manager like what's his name, Roberto De Zerbi, who knows how to utilize young players. It is a manager out there that knows how to utilize young players. It's Roberto De Zerbi. But it will be interesting to see how that ends, because Olympic Marseille are also said to be interested with LD Nketiah. Though for me, I don't know what they are thinking, because I honestly believe Eddie Nketiah is not good enough. We have to be honest. I don't think so. But you can never tell. You can go under a manager like Roberto De Zerbi and balls out. You know. Now, this is what it says. This is what I would say is not. I think it would be harsh for me to say he's not good enough. I just have to say I've not seen enough of him, and I don't blame him because he does not get game time under Mikel Arteta. Marseille are closing on a deal for Eddie Ketia. Personal terms have now been agreed between the player and the club, and it's coming from Liquick. So, I think if he goes there, there's a possibility whereby he will do well, because he will be playing for a manager who is a proper manager, who is good, you know. So I wouldn't just try to talk crap about him or the deal, you know, because I can't stay here and tell you I know enough. I've seen enough of him. I've not, because the likes of what's his name, Mikel Arteta, will not let that happen. We will not give him game time. Now I want to look at Jodo Sancho, because at first everybody have been saying that there's no truth in that, but as we all see, there's every possibility that these talks of Sancho going to PSG is actually, truth. Now, this is coming from the Daily Mail, and it says here Manchester United winger is reportedly close to agreeing a personal terms over a shock move to Paris Saint-Germain. According to Liquick, Sancho could be set to join the French club. Sancho is back at United after spending the second half of the last season on loan at Borussia Dortmund. After making an impact for Dortmund, there, there have been suggestions that Sancho will be given a chance to impress again from United. The 24-year-old made his first appearance in almost a year. He featured in a friendly victory against um, Rangers last week. Now, this is one thing you have to say here, guys, because one thing I said at some point, you get some people whereby just because they love the manager, they want to take the manager side at always, even when the manager is also wrong, but they'll believe the manager is right and the player is wrong. But one thing people get to forget is this. One thing people get to forget is this. When the player does not get game time and the career goes the way Donny van der Beek career has ended, the people or the person that gets the blame is not Ten Hag or the manager, is the player. They will definitely tag him a flop. But we will not sit down here and have that conversation that, okay, this manager was unfair on this player. Just like I was saying to Eddie Ketia. Me saying Eddie Ketia is not good enough, is trash. I record the statement because I believe it was harsh. I've not seen enough of him. I've not. Because he has not been getting the game time. He has not been given the game time. So I cannot come and sit here and judge a player and say, yes, he's good or not. And now, when you look at what Sancho did, we're talking about a player that have not played football for 6 months. 6 solid good months. He hasn't played football. And he went to Dortmund and he was balling at Dortmund. And they want to tell you that playing for Dortmund is not the same thing, not the same, it does not have the same pressure of as playing for United. And the question I ask is this: like, what pressure is there in United? What pressure is there in United? Because Manchester United, not like you guys are playing Champions League every year, or you are contesting for the Premiership every year. So, what pressure are you guys talking about? And the fact that PSG comes in to knock the door for Sancho tells you that PSG actually knows what a baller is. Because for how many years we have been meant to believe that PSG wanted Rashford. And I've been saying it that there is no way PSG would want Rashford. There's no way. There is no way. Rashford cannot take them to where they want to be. Because people think sometimes when they come for Sancho, people say no, he will do well. Sometimes some people say he will not do well. Do you guys think or believe that PSG are coming for Sancho to come and get the goals? Because if you know what football is all about, you will see what Sancho did to these people. Did to what's it called? You will see what Sancho did. Sancho did to PSG at the semi-final stage. Was that a semi-final or this at the semi-final? Yeah, I think at the semi-final. We could see what he did to PSG. Matthias Nunes, that people rate, so many United fans rated them. Sancho was cooking him. Sancho cooked so many people. After not playing football for 6 months. And this is the reason why when you have a player, you played against a player, and if he messed you up, you always want to go for that player. We have seen it with Cristiano Ronaldo when Man U went to play Sporting Lisbon. Cristiano dealt with them, cooked them, and Manchester United decided, no, man, this guy needs to play for our team. We have also seen it with Chelsea, with Fernando Torres. Every time he cooks Chelsea, they bought him. Now that PSG are coming in for him, they'll tell you it's a low-brainer for him to go. He will perform, he will do well because PSG are like the Bayern Munich of Ligue 1. And that is bullshit. That is nonsense because sometimes I don't understand. I ask myself a question: does these guys that come outside to talk crap, do they actually watch football and understand football? Because if you watch football and understand football, you would know that the same league you guys call a farmers league is not a farmers league. Because in the last 10 years, they've had how many winners? They've been signed by Lille won the Ligue 1. Monaco won against all odds. But the Premiership, that is the best league in the world, is actually the Farmers League. But people don't get to see that or say that. They don't say that. Because they want you to buy into their own agenda. So you're telling me now, this guy will go to PSG, and because PSG, like Bayern Munich, he will ball, he will play game, he will do well at PSG. Bayern Munich failed to win because somebody was talking about the fact that it did not rate what this guy did, company did it with Burnley to make him get the job for Bayern Munich. Like sometimes I don't understand how they put their agenda against somebody. Yes, you might not really like what what's his name did, company, what he did at Burnley. But guys, we should not come here and act as if Burnley had good players. They had exceptional players. We need to stop that. Burnley does not have the kind of quality of player Nottingham Forest had. We should not come and act as if. And sometimes what we don't understand is this. The amount of the way the game is scheduled also sometimes might affect teams' performance. But that's not an excuse. Because now you're making him seem as if company getting the Bayern Munich job, all of a sudden he does not have a pressure. He should be winning the Bundesliga. But we saw Thomas Tuchel go there and fail to win against Xavi Alonso's team. So what do you say to that? What do you say to that? Because one of the best coach you guys rate went to Bayern Munich and failed to win it. A trophy that Bayern Munich have won for the last 11 years. He got to his time. He failed to win it. So make it make sense then. So the fact that Sancho is going to PSG does not mean that there's no pressure. Does not mean that it's easy. I'm sorry. I disagree. It just shows that the fact that PSG came for Sancho tells you that they actually understand football. They believe that this guy can take them to where they want to be. Based on what they saw he did against PSG in the semi-final of Champions League. Do you guys, have you guys ever thought for a second, just throw away your stupid agenda against Sancho? Throw away your agenda against Sancho and ask yourself, Sancho playing under Luis Enrique, are you guys, he will ball, I'm sorry. He will ball. He will ball. And that is the honest truth. But we are going to see if that will happen because but I do believe that this should happen, man, because I don't think Sancho also wants to be at Man United. I just believe what they did there was just trying to just get the players to just and the manager to just come together so that if you want to sell, there will be good offer for him, and that's why I think that's what I honestly believe. So I don't know, but I just guess we will have to wait and see. Now I want to say something about a clown that said something about Tottenham signing Marcus Rashford. You know, sometimes it is crazy when you whereby people you guys or whereby we call pundits come outside to make themselves look so stupid. Now, this is what somebody, a player, a former Tottenham player, urged Ange Postecoglou side to spend 80 million on Marcus Rashford this summer. Like, how crazy can people be? How crazy can people be? So there are still people that believe that Marcus Rashford is worth 80 million pounds. Marcus Rashford is worth 80 million. So you honestly believe Marcus Rashford goes to Tottenham and all of a sudden Tottenham wins the league or gets top four? It's mad, man. I don't know. And this is what you call another PR stunt, man. Now, just look at the article. Tottenham have been urged to make a move from Man U star Marcus Rashford this summer. Ange Postecoglou said they are looking to build their fifth place finish in the Premier League last season. One former Tottenham player believes that Rashford will be the perfect addition to Postecoglou's side. I want to see that player. Who is that person? Rashford endured some challenging moments last season and scored just 8 goals for United in all 8 goals in all competition. That is shite. That is rubbish. 8 goals in all competition. 8. And people believe that Rashford, this season, he's going to ball, he's going to score goals. I just can't wait for the season to start. Now, it says that there was further frustration for the 26 as it was some consequently left out of the English squad. Like, you don't get to English squad with scoring 8 goals in a competition, guys. Let's just say it for what it is. However, during the 2022-2023 campaign, Rashford provided an indication of what he is capable at his best. He scored 30 goals for United. Dude, man, people get these goals, man. What is this guy saying? Now, Jimmy Hora, who played for Tottenham, who played 56 games for Tottenham, believed that Postecoglou could get the best out of Rashford. I want to know who is this guy called Jimmy Hora because I don't know who the fuck you are. And the fact that I don't know who the fuck you are tells that you're not a baller, you're not a good player. You only play 56 games. And you play 56 games, then you believe a manager will come out and take your word to sign a player. Not just sign a player, but spend 80 million plans for that players. Sometimes I don't know what does this pundit, what do they smoke? Because they can talk crap. They can talk rubbish. Rubbish. It's mad. It's honestly mad. But let us keep going. Let's keep the show going. What's it called? West Ham and are said to be interested in Mazuri and Somerville. I think the fact that they are trying to do a deal for with United for what's his name, Aaron Basaka is not going through. I think they are moving their option to the next one. Now it says here West Ham have enjoyed they inquired about Bayern Munich right back Nosia Mazuri. He can play both sides, left back and right back. We saw him play left back for Bayern Munich against Real Madrid, and firmed up their interest in Lee's winger Somerville, but remain apart on valuation. Now, the 26 years old has spent 2 seasons at the Allianz Arena, having joined on a free transfer from Ajax. The fullback came through the ranks of Ajax, where he played under Man U current boss um, Eric Ten Hag. And Manchester United are also looking at Mazui as well. But it will be very interesting to see where he ends where he ends up at. It's very, very interesting to see where it ends up at. So we are going to see if West Ham can get Somerville in the club and get Mazui as well. Because I also believe that Mazui will be looking to go to a team like Manchester United because they're the bigger side, they're the bigger club. You know, when I say the bigger side, the bigger club, I'm talking about in terms of the market value. So I'm not saying that it will be better. They are better than West Ham, but just the market value structure. They are better. And Aston Villa really, really, there've been people that are trying to push that talk. They are trying to sign. They are trying to get what's his name, Ja Felix. Aston Villa remain interested in Ja Felix, Atletico Madrid forward. Ja Felix as Musa Dabi. He has actually joined. I think we received a year ago yesterday. So it will be very, very interesting to see if Ja Felix is going to come to Aston Villa. So I guess yeah, I think we just have to just wait and see if that deal will get done. But for me, I believe if he can join Aston Villa, one thing I know about Unai Emery is a very good manager. You can't dispute that fact that he's a good manager and he knows how to bring out the best out of players. So for me, I believe if he can get a move to Aston Villa, if Atletico Madrid and Aston Villa can get in into an agreement and do the deal, I believe it will be a good buy. And considering the fact that Aston Villa have gotten their man, if you don't know yet, Aston Villa, Amadou Onana to Aston Villa, it's a done deal. It's done. He has joined Aston Villa. He has joined Aston Villa because there have been talks about him joining Arsenal, but I guess Arsenal did not really value him for that amount of money. So yeah, there's it. Here's the official picture of him signing the contract. So I guess, or I hope, he brings something better into the team. And what this guy is just simply trying to just do is just try look for a means to just make his squad better. And with the likes of Luis Diaz, yeah, Douglas Lewis leaving the club for what's it called? Um, Leaving the club for what's it called? For Juventus. So he create that space whereby you need to bring in a player like Amado Onana. Now, what I want to talk about next is very, very sad, man, guys. Sometimes when you look at I want to talk about this guy called Chaloba. It's very painful, like what he's going through, because I was looking at an article yesterday and it says here he was like he was left from the squad that was going to US for the US tour. He was dropped. They didn't take him. Now, if there's something I have to say is this, I'll tell you Chaloba is a better player than Badishiu. Chaloba is a better player than because Badishiu and Disasi, all they had last season was just before coming to Chelsea was just a breakthrough season. They were extremely good, playing well and everything. Yet we saw what Disasi did at Chelsea. It was rubbish. Badishiu was crap. But the fact that Chelsea went and signed Disasi, spoiled everything for this lad called Chaloba. Because for me, under Chaloba, under what's his name, under Tuchel and under Frank Lampard, he was a baller, man. He was a baller. He was balling. If you get to know how much Musiala was signed for by Bayern Munich and what is what today, like it's very very painful. Because if you ask me, guys, I honestly believe that Chaloba is a better player than Disasi, is a better player than Badishiu. And one thing he's good at is that you can play him as a centre back, you can play him as a right back. You know, the way they've handled this issue, it's a disgrace. The way they've ended up like addressing this issue is a disgrace. If you don't want a player, why don't you just put him in the market, let him go on loan, or let him sell him? But it's a disgrace, man. And I just hope that Enzo Maresca knows what he's doing. Honestly, that's what I will say. I just hope whosoever it takes there, they actually get him the job done, because the way they've addressed the issue of this lad called Chaloba, it's a disgrace. It is a disgrace. Now, if you haven't seen the players that have been left behind for the US tour, these are the players that have been left behind. These are the players. You have Petrovic, who I believe, and I said it. I was saying it in a channel I was actually watching the stream by coach. I said I believe Petrovic is a better goalkeeper than Sanchez. Honestly, if there's a keeper that should be leaving the club at Chelsea, it should be Sanchez, not Petrovic. Petrovic has been left behind. Chalobah has been left behind. Washington also have been left behind. Kasede have been left behind. Fofana, the same thing. Gikres, I can understand Gikres because Gikres is going on loan because there are two clubs interested in Gikres. I think it's Sheffield United and I don't know the other club. I think but one is Sheffield United. Then Omari Kellyman, the one they just got from is yes after Villa Everton, also left behind. But the honest truth is, man, Chaloba deserves better, man. Look at this comment here. Chaloba deserves better. He has been there since he was 9. Honestly, 9 years old. Like he breeds Chelsea. Like you have blood, like blue blood flowing in Chaloba. But who am I? What do I know about football? Maresca knows better than I do. So I just hope he knows what it's all about, and the players he has are also going to give him what he wants. Now, this is how Chalobah actually feels, and this was coming from Fabrizio Romano, of which I don't blame him. You know, I would feel the same way, man. I would feel the same way. Considering the fact that I believe for one that this guy is better than Disasi and Badishiu. I honestly believe so. And I know many Chelsea fans out there will agree with me. Now, Chalobah is really, really sad. He's really sad and disappointed. He feels he did his best in the second part of the season after returning from injury. And that's the fact, man. It's the truth, man. They are play like he never gets injured, and just because he gets injured, well, Chelsea team are also just they're just into many transition, man. And this is why I don't believe this project they are building, man, guys. honestly, because they just sign too many young players involved. It's just like what they are doing at the club. They're just trying to just build a project, and when the player comes of age or is good enough, they sell them, and it doesn't indicate or showcase to me that um it does not make me believe that these guys, Toboli and his people, are going to be there for a very long time. I don't think so. Honestly, I do not think so. Now, this is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Pep Guardiola, breaking news. He says Pep Guardiola has just confirmed that Kevin De Bruyne will not sign for Saudi Arabia this summer. No, Kelvin is not leaving. Pep says fake news as clarified yesterday. Let's just hope, because they've been linked to AZ. Because one thing that I'm sure of is that they can be doing this just because they want money. They don't want to just let him go for cheap. You also need to put some kind of how will I put it? Some pride in your player. And that's what I said about Sancho as well. I believe Sancho will leave. Honestly. Just that the him coming back into United was because they don't want him going for cheap. Honestly. They don't want him going for cheap because obviously any club going for Sancho will just be like, man, Tenag does not want him. Sancho does not want Tenag. So it works for our benefit. They want to get rid of him. So that's the thing. So I do still believe that he might leave, but I guess time will tell if he will leave or not. I guess time will tell if he gets to leave or he will stay. I want to touch on Nico Williams as well, because it was reported yesterday by Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, yesterday saying well, this is what they had to say, guys. It says here Barcelona are increasingly confident to get final green light from Nico Williams to sign to contract terms. Club now confident about having convinced Nico Williams about the project, with La Liga approval for financial fair play as key step. More talks, more contact to follow this week. So I don't think I've seen people linking him to what's his name, PSG this Monday. People were linking into Arsenal. For me, I just believe those are trash, man. I don't think there's any truth in that. I do not think there's any truth in that, because I believe Nico Williams is only going to end up at one place. I've been saying it for a very long time. I think that's the only place he will go to. I would love to have him in Madrid, but he will not play. So I believe and I know for a fact that the only place he's going to end at is it's going to end at what was it called? It's going to end up at Barcelona. So that's it for me. That's what I believe. I honestly believe that is where it's going to end at. And there's even some breaking news coming from Sky Sports. I'm going to look at that now. Let me just um let me just talk about this guy called Scooby Doo. Guys, if you ask me, I will tell you that I never believe in there's a world about Scooby Doo will still be playing for Manchester United this season. There will still be talks of him playing for United. It just gets to tell you that, man, it's a joke, man. Honestly, it's a fucking joke. Now, this is coming from Transpassport, and it's coming from the Standard, and it says here, Manchester United do not want to allow Scott McTominay to leave the club, and amid interest from Fulham and Scott and Tottenham. Now, this is what you call bullshit. When I saw this article at first, when they said Tottenham are interested, I said there's no truth in that, honestly. And I saw somebody talking about West Ham are ready to pay 30 million for Scott McTominay, but are not willing to pay 40 million that United wants, but they would rather pay 40 million for Conor Gallagher. And I was like, man, what is this person saying? So are you basically telling me that Scott McTominay is a better player than Conor Gallagher? Because I do not understand how this Manchester United fan base they think. You rate your player very, very high, then other players you want to rate them low. Because I'll tell you for free, if you are a football fans, You should be able, or you love football. Drop sentiment aside. I am sorry. There's no way you want to put Conor Gallagher and Scott McTominay in the same category, in the same sentiment. Let's drop the stupid fact that Pochettino misused the player. We saw what Conor Gallagher did when he went on loan at Crystal Palace. We saw it for ourselves. That is how good he is. And that is the reason why clubs like Atletico Madrid are coming for him. Atletico Madrid are not coming for Scott McTominay because they know for fact that he's not good enough. Atletico Madrid are not crazy. They're not stupid. Diego Simeone will not just come, look, and say, yes, I want Conor Gallagher. Before Atletico Madrid comes for a player like Conor Gallagher's caliber, they know he's a good player. They have seen, they know he's a good player. So putting Scott McTominay and Conor Gallagher in the same statement is an insult. Sometimes you want to drop your sentiment aside and talk football for what football is all about. Let's speak fact. Let's talk football for what it is. Conor Gallagher and Scott McTominay, I'm sorry, they're not in the same space. They are not the same player. And that is why Tottenham, West Ham, Crystal Palace would want to sign Conor Gallagher for 40 million and sign Scott McTominay for 30 million. Like, how much the Fulham even offered for Scott McTominay? 17 million pounds. Do you honestly believe that Fulham will offer Chelsea 17 million pounds for Conor Gallagher? Do you believe it in your mind that, like, don't tell me that Chelsea knows how to sell a player? I don't want that. You honestly believe that Fulham will go to Chelsea and say they want Conor Gallagher for 17 million? Come on. Sometimes we watch football. Let's be serious with ourselves, man, and talk football for what it is and stop being stupid. Stop making yourself look so stupid, man. You can't tell me such. You can't be telling me Scott McTominay and Conor Gallagher are the same kind of player. I'm sorry. Miles ahead. Miles ahead. But moving on, guys. We'll talk about I talked about Gikris just now. So, and this is coming from Fabrizio Romano, and it says here, Afil Gikris has received 2 loan proposals for Preston and Sheffield United. He is living on loan, not traveling to US pre-season tour, as he decided favor a destination in coming in the next few days. So this is one of the reasons why him is not going for the what's it called, the preseason, because he's going to be leaving the club. And it has been okay the way they've actually handled this. Just that I felt, or I feel, it is a disgrace how the one for Chaloba have been handled. You know, they've had options of him going to AC Milan. They refused the deal. I don't understand why you want to. I don't know why. I don't understand why they do this sometimes. Clubs, I do not understand. But moving on, this is coming from Athletic. And it says here, David De Gea state of play. And don't forget, I said something about David De Gea leaving the club. There's a possibility whereby he's going to leave. Mention the club is going to be mentioned that he's going to be playing for in the next few weeks. So it will be interesting to see what it's all about. But I don't know why clubs are yet to go and make a deal for Ivan Toney. Like I do not know what people are thinking. Like, man, you should go and spend 40 million on this guy. Arsenal spent 40 million on this guy. For me, I honestly believe if this guy does not get anything this season, he should be sacked, man. Arteta. Honestly, he should be sacked. He should be sacked. He should be sacked. And there be talks about that Bruno is not joining PSG. Bruno is not joining PSG. He's going to stay at United. So he's not joining PSG Football Club. Now, this is coming from Plattenberg. 22-year-old Brian Brobry, could leave Ajax this summer. 20 years old have received many inquiries, AC Milan are monitoring the situation, but Burberry is need to play Premier League next season. Contract valid until 2027. Price valuation 25 to 30 million. And this is another problem. At least what I just explained earlier. Every player wants to come to come and play in Premiership, and yet you come to Premiership, you flop. You come to Premiership, you don't get game time. Your career just dies like that. Dies like that. This kind of player, right? This kind of player right here now. You have or the opportunity of going to play for Rose's team to go and replace. Okay, Mbappe left. I say Mbappe. Lukaku left. Go there. You start. You be a starter. But yet you are busy. I need to come and play in the Premiership. The next thing you come to Premiership, you don't even get game time, and your career just goes down the drain like that. How about going to a club whereby you know you are assured of game time, whereby you know for a fact that you are going to get game time? But what they want to do is come play in the Premiership. Then when they come to Premiership, you end up not getting game time. Then now it becomes what? Your decision. They see you as a flop. They see you failed in Premiership. Because I'm telling you for a fact, nobody will come and start sympathizing you with you like, no, man, the manager did not give you time. No, everybody will see you that you failed, you flopped in Premiership. And that's what it is. We have seen it with Tony Van der Beek. When you talk, instead the fans or the fan base should try and say to themselves, no, man, I know for a fact he has not been given none of game times. He has not. The time when he felt as if he was coming back to himself, he got injured by was it Andy Carroll in the FA Cup or Cali Cup, if I'm not mistaken. So now that kind of player you want to come to Premiership, like which club do you think will sign you? Because already Dominic Solanke is doing well. It's not even getting like talks of Arsenal getting him. If Anthony, I'm talking about Anthony. Nobody talk about Anthony. Then you believe that you can come to Premiership and you get a decent club. Come on, man. Get something to do with your career, man. Moving on, guys. We're talking about Alvarez. Man City, we talked to Alvarez, come to discuss his situation after the Copa America. Alvarez want to play more. City want to play more. Alvarez want to play more. City never wanted to sell him or even communicate price tag. PSG among club interested, but City insists on plan to keep Alvarez, and that's because they know he's a baller. They know he's a baller. More contact between Man City and Julian Alvarez soon to discuss his situation as expected. Now, I am not surprised because I said something the last time I streamed about Julian Alvarez. I said City knows for a fact that he's a very, very good player. They know for a fact that this guy is a baller. He is a baller. And they do not want to make the same mistake they made with what's his name? Kopama. You know, people come outside and tell you that if you're not happy at Man City, they let you go. He's not happy at Man City. Why are they not allowing him go? He's a good player. He's a good player. He's not happy at Man City. Allow him go then. But they're not allowing him because they can see that he's a good baller. This guy have won everything in football. What else is there to be won? The only thing he has not won is Europa Cup or Conference League. Everything else he has won it. So you can easily call him a goat. So when it comes out to say he wants more game time, it's because you know he deserves to play more game time. And I said, Julian Alvarez will start for so many Premiership teams. He will start with Barcelona. The only team he will not start for in the world is Real Madrid because they've got Kylian Mbappe in that position. But he will start for so many teams in the world. So that is how good he is, and he knows he's good. He has proven he's good. Which is why Man City do not want to make the same mistake they made with Kopama because they saw it. They saw the effect and it had on them. They saw it. That's why I said if Man City are looking to sell Kopama, I would indulge Chelsea to do whatever they can to get that deal done. Honestly, if Man City would be willing to sell him. I was just say try and get that deal done. Chelsea, because I believe he's going to do well at the club. But moving on, I'm yet to see what Chelsea star. I'm yet to see what FIFA are going to do with this guy or Argentina as a whole, because Chelsea star Enzo Fernandez is paraded at his former club River Plate, and the whole stadium sang the song again. The whole stadium sang the song again. Now, it is not even more about Enzo Fernandez. Now, it is more about the country entirely. It's more about the country entirely. And this is why I said when people were talking about Enzo needs to be banned, Enzo needs to be given fine. I said, no, it's not also about Enzo anymore. It's about the country entirely, because they showcase that they don't respect people, they don't respect the opinion of people, and they're not scared of FIFA. So it will be interesting to see what FIFA will do about this. Chelsea have inquired about the availability of Villarreal's keeper. It's a shame that people believe, or the manager believes, he needs a keeper he does not need a keeper in Petrovic, but he wants Sanchez. I would love to see what it's all about. And now this is Chelsea have it says Jorgensen serves as La Liga side number one last season, making 37 appearances in all competition as they narrowly missed out on the European place. 22-year-old is a regular for Denmark under 21 side, having previously represented um, Sweden at multiple youth level. And Jorgensen is leaning on joining Maresca's side, with talks between the two clubs conducting discussion over a potential moves. Sees succeeding Mauricio Pochettino in the Premier Stafford Bridge, dugout. Maresca has said about bolstering his depth between the sticks, with Leicester goalkeeper Matt Emerson also linked with the club. Well, if you want the keeper from Leicester, I would understand, because he brought in Juice Bihor as well. So he wants people he's used to. So let's see how that pans out. And before we leave, I think I want to talk about PSG. This is coming from Skyport this morning now. PSG are interested in signing Sancho. Juventus and Dortmund also need on signing Sancho. However, as it stands, they can't meet evaluation, but they've not really put a price on him. It will be interesting to see how much they put on him. They don't put the price yet on him. Now, this is coming from Fabrice Hawkins, and he says here, Fofana. They're talking about Fofana. He's talking about Fofana, and he says that Manchester United are looking at a move to sign Monaco midfielder Yusuf Fofana, who also already agreed terms on a 4 years contract with AC Milan. Well, it will be interesting to see that they gets there, because I believe Man you want Manuel Gatti, Savin Simons, but I don't believe they only get one midfielder in, because I don't think Man you can get two midfielder in, because if you're going to get two midfielder like Savin Simons, Manuel Gatti, and now they're looking about Fofana, then you have to make sure that the likes of Ericsson, the likes of Casemiro, the likes of Scott McTominay leaves the club. And I don't see it happening, guys. I don't see it happening. And that's the honest truth. Sometimes we just have to be honest with each other. I don't see it happening. But that's my own opinion, guys. You will let me know what you guys think and what you feel on the comment section, guys. For now, guys, I think I've come to the end of the show, man. I'll see you guys on the next one. If there's anything that breaks out, we are going to come out to react to it, guys. So for now, I think I'll say it's the end of this show, guys. I will see you guys on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching though, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, smash the like button, and welcome to the community. We are building a very, very big community here, and I'm proud to be among it. And I would love you guys to also join into the community. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Thanks for watching, guys. And bye bye for now.